He is charming, isn't he?
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're examining our picks for the notorious moments when rude, obnoxious or belligerent celebrities were heavily criticised for their behaviour on screen by co-workers, by the media or on social media. We'll only be looking at famous faces from the UK or incidents on British shows.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Martin Akinola, Love Island After Sun. Series 9 of Love Island had a juicy love triangle between Tanya Mantenga, Shaq Mohammed and Akinola. Well, after the show ended, the latter appeared on the podcast Reality with Will and Jovu.
They put me and Tanya in the same bed Shaq and Tanya was sleeping in before.
What?
So his name was still on the bed.
There, Akinola claimed he made Mohammed cry on movie night on Love Island by being gross about the intimate acts he would do to his partners. When the three appeared on a reunion episode of Love Island After Sun, Mohammed verbally laid into his former rival for his podcast appearance.
I wanna know why you came out of the show and started talking on podcasts saying you'd sleep with Tanya in ways I wouldn't imagine. When
He stated Akinola made up that uncomfortable tale. Then, Mohammed called him disgusting for how Akinola spoke about women.
If that's how you choose to speak about women, that's up to you, but I think that's disgusting.
Akinola claimed his words were taken out of context and apologised for what he'd said. Jack Whitehall, The Graham Norton Show.
Hello,
What's your name?
Celine.
Hello, Celine.
Hi, Jack.
What story have you got for us?
In 2019, Graham Norton was off for his Eurovision duties. As such, comedian and actor Jack Whitehall stepped into hosting The Graham Norton Show. And while he was praised for his work overall, a previous rude incident came back to haunt him. During the Red Chair segment, Celine tells the tale of how she was previously on 8 years ago.
However, a certain guest on the sofa that night really did not like my story, and he was rather rude.
However, one of the guests at the time was harsh about her story, calling it boring. Everyone on the set looked at each other like an episode of Agatha Christie's Poirot, wondering who the rude person was.
Funnily enough, my daughter met this person at a nightclub recently.
Oh my God, it's me.
But then, as Celine continues, the realisation hits Whitehall. It was him. Celine got her revenge with a dash of public embarrassment for the stand-in host.
God.
No, thank you very much. You did apologise.
I know,
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Matty Healey, The Adam Friedland Show.
You guys have no idea what you're doing.
Absolutely no.
Like, there's no.
In 2023, the frontman for the 1975 appeared on the podcast The Adam Friedland Show. During it, Ice Spice was brought up, as she had recently praised the work of Healey's band. Co-hosts Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland made several comments, mocking her stage name, criticising her body, and using mocking Chinese and Hawaiian accents. All through this, Healey laughed along.
Inuit Spice Girl. Just this chubby Chinese lady.
Fellow musician Youngblood slated Healey's appearance on the show, as did the media and fans. Ice Spice stated that Healey has said he's sorry to her multiple times for the incident. She accepted it, and the two were on good terms. Healey was also recorded at a gig, apologising for what happened. Quentin Letts, Have I Got News for You? In 2017, Letts was debating with Polly Toynbee on Radio 4 Today. During it, the journalist said to her he wanted to pin her to the ground and tickle her to make her smile. Gross.
You said tickle you under the armpits and
Tickle
make
under the
you
armpits.
smile, my dear.
Yeah. Well, why not? She could do with it.
I think the pinning
Cheering
her
up.
down bit's not great.
Shortly after, he appeared as a panellist for Have I Got News for You. Host Joe Brand called out Letts for his misogynistic comment to Toynbee, but she wasn't done. When discussing the scandal of Michael Fallon inappropriately touching Julia Hartley-Brewer, Letts called the former MP brave and the journalist a big, strong girl.
He's brave. Hartley Brewer, big, strong girl.
Brand smacked down those comments by stating Hartley-Brewer was a woman, not a girl. The viewers and media praised Brand and criticised Letts, which might be why he hasn't been on the show since.
But it doesn't have to be high level for women to feel under siege in somewhere like the House of Commons. And actually for women, if you're constantly being harassed, even in a small way, that builds up and that wears you down.
Amir Khan, Sunday Brunch. Sunday Brunch is a delightful show to shake away the cobwebs of the night before, get caught up on some current events, and learn some interesting recipes. Well, in 2023, that warm, fuzzy feeling viewers usually get was replaced with awkwardness and rage.
In this as well, can't you? You absolutely could, so you could make it kind of right.
I'm not lying. I think it'd be a little bit better if you put mint in it.
After trying one dish, boxer Khan stated that adding mint to the sauce would make it better.
If you have any ideas, they can probably change it.
Co-host and chef Simon Rimmer did a good job of keeping his composure as Mike Birbiglia joked about whether it was typical for guests to criticise the food.
Treat it in the way that the more you criticise my food, the harder your interview might be.
Social media was flooded with people slating the boxer for being rude. Some even changed the channel as the incident riled them up so much. Anna May Mangan, Good Morning Britain. Katie McDermott shot to fame by finishing third in the second series of Love Island. As such, in 2017, she was asked to turn on the Christmas lights in the town she grew up in, Welwyn Garden City. Not on Mangan's watch.
For the Christmas tree lights to be turned on, they're going to be little children with pom-pom hats on and mittens, and when they say to their mummy, who is that lady? You try explaining it. I mean,
sorry, but what that programme, that doesn't define me. Love Island doesn't define me.
But that's why you're famous.
She launched an online petition to take this privilege away from McDermott, claiming the reality star would be a bad example to children. Bizarrely, it worked. The two debated the incident on Good Morning Britain. Mangan's rude comments about McDermott even outraged Piers Morgan, who defended the star.
Why is Fizz from Coronation Street any better or worse qualified to
we're not having that discussion. We're having a discussion about...
Fans were livid on social media, especially when it turned out Mangan was delighted to have a photo taken with a male Love Island alumni, while treating McDermott poorly for being on the show.
Some of those people who didn't want her to appear then used language that wasn't...
trolling.
Hugh Grant, The Daily Show.
Please welcome Hugh Grant!
In 2012, Jon Stewart of The Daily Show fame was interviewed by Stephen Colbert at a Q&A event. The US host was asked about his least favourite guest, and his response was Hugh Grant, making the point that he's had dictators appear.
There was a horrible moment in 1962, and I think you beat us.
1950. 62, I think we beat you 1-0.
Well, whatever.
The British actor had appeared on Stewart's show in 2009 to promote Did You Hear About the Morgans?
It's a couple, they meet, and they marry.
No, they don't meet.
Divorce.
No, they don't.
The host claimed Grant constantly complained backstage about being there, criticised the clip they used to promote his film, even though it was provided by a publicist, and was rude to staff. Stewart stated he would never have the actor back on his show.
Well, it's terrific. The movie opens up on Friday.
You don't know it's terrific, because you haven't seen it, but it is terrific. And
Grant, to his credit, admitted to his poor behaviour on social media. Meg Ryan, Parkinson. In the history of UK talk show moments, none have provided us with as much cringe as this infamous moment. In 2003, Ryan was on Parkinson to promote In the Cut.
You said once that acting was not in your nature.
I did.
You did say that, yes,
Okay.
you did say that. Are you denying that you said that? I mean, it's not a day.
No, it seems like something I'd say.
Both the host and the US actor were seemingly frustrated at the other. Ryan seemed cold and gave a lot of one-word responses, while Parkinson appeared to have a sharp edge to plenty of his questions.
Well, I think you can certainly be an actor and not be a movie star.
Well, but you are a movie star.
Yes.
By choice.
Seemingly.
So, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And it seems that one that's not going to be resolved on this show.
According to the legendary chat show host, he was angry that Ryan had been rude to the other guests, Trini and Susanna. The actor later referred to Parkinson as a nut and a disapproving dad. He called it his most difficult TV moment.
In other words, if you were me, what would you do now?
Well, just wrap it up.
Parkinson later publicly apologised for his behaviour. Katy Hopkins, This Morning. The outspoken media personality has said a lot of horrible stuff over the years. However, rarely has Hopkins been called out for it while appearing on a mainstream show. But there was one particular incident on This Morning in 2013.
A name for me is a shortcut. It's a really efficient way of working out what class that child comes from, do I want my children to play with them?
During a segment, Hopkins mentioned her dislike for lower-class names for children and that she wouldn't let her kids play with others who have one. Co-host Holly Willoughby was astonished by the comment.
Listen to what you're saying. You judge children.
Yes.
On their names.
Yes, Holly.
Hopkins doubled down by saying names based on geography was also a big no-no in her book.
Oh, so Brooklyn or London.
Your child's called India.
Yes, but you know, that's because she's. It's not.
Amazingly, Philip Schofield pointed out that her child is named India, which Hopkins clumsily tried to defend as it was not related to a place. Piers Morgan, have I got news for you? 1996 saw the birth of the most famous feud in UK media. As the controversial then Daily Mirror editor, Morgan was a panellist on Have I Got News for You.
The viewers got the wrong idea by this vindictive attack on me, personally. Carry on.
You're feeling a bit vulnerable.
You're invading my privacy and I'd rather you left me alone.
Immediately, he and Ian Hislop took verbal chunks out of each other, and the audience in the studio and at home couldn't take their eyes away. As a nod to his dodgy journalistic practices, the long-term team captain accused Morgan of watching his house.
Is the answer jam?
Not in
Only
so
say
many
that
words.
because last week Eddie Izzard said
so
everybody
few
roared
words.
with laughter. It was hilarious. That's what I'd say.
People like him.
When Morgan attempted to reuse a jam joke by Eddie Izzard the week before, Hislop mocked him and then stated the comedian got a better reaction as the audience liked Izzard.
It's jam. You see, Piers?
So that's comedy.
Due to the public humiliation, Morgan hasn't appeared on the show since. Who's the greatest TV talk show host in the UK?
Jack Whitehall, party for one.
Graham Norton, Jonathan Ross, John Oliver, the late David Frost, or someone else? Let us know below.